Well, I'm not sure specifically that there is a great deal of new news, other than I will tell you, you can write this down, that our ballot title is ballot 30-111. It's been registered now, and it is scheduled. We've taken care of all the paperwork and all of those things to get it on the ballot. So that is one of the big things that has changed. I know people have asked over the last, do we have to have the ballot title on our signs? And the answer is no. And one of the reasons for that is to keep the signs generic. So in the future, we can use these signs again as we started out with the signs. I think one of the biggest part of the news that I want to share with you, and realistically, I'm not sure that you don't recognize this already, and that's the fact of the momentum that's churning up from all parts of Milton-Freewater to help get this ballot measure passed. Only being in the community the better part of 3 years, I wasn't here before, but I know that in talking with many of the citizens and faculty, staff at the school, the support that we have is tremendous and unlike what has happened before. And you all can take a great deal of pride in that, in the decision that you've all made for the betterment of this community and for the prolonged success of our children. This is something that I was talking to Dr. Sager before the bond meeting. I think, and I started voting in 1976. You can tell the first election that I voted in was the Jimmy Carter Gerald Ford election. But I think of all the elections that I voted in, whether it be presidential, whether it would be gubernatorial or anything like that. And I have come to the conclusion this is the most important election that I voted in my lifetime. And, many of you, recall Tip O'Neill, the former Speaker of the House, said all politics is local. When you think about the national elections, the statewide elections, and even the local elections that we've all voted in over the past 10 to 50 years, depending on your age. I can't think of a more important election for our community and for our kids. And just that part of it is so exciting to me. And I think some of the work that I've done and over the last 35 years, I'm not sure that this is the most meaningful work that I've done in the best interest of children. And I cannot help but continually thank you and the organizations that have come out to support and say we want a better community, we want a better education for our kids, and we're tired of people looking down. And it's time that we brought the pride back into this community, and people go, oh, no, it's going to be, hey, I live in Milton-Freewater, proud. Look what we have. And that is so exciting for me, and so exciting for me to be a part of. And again, there's so many people to thank, so many things to be grateful for, obviously starting with the Valley Foundation. I challenge anyone in this room to find a school district in their lifetime, their friends or whatever, who have received a $15 million donation for a K-12 institution. It hasn't happened. And for us to get that opportunity is just tremendous. I think the other thing in regards to one of the new news, I've spoke to a lot of people since we've met, and I think if there's anything that realistically comes to mind is factual information. And one of the things that I need, that is important to drill home to all of our citizens, and primarily, quite frankly, our senior citizens. And one of the things that probably the little bit of negativity that I've heard is the fact that another tax. Another tax. And one of the things, being in the school business for as long as I have, that I hear over the years, and not just in Milton-Freewater, there are very few taxes we get to choose to vote on. We don't get to choose what the IRS charges us. In some cases, we don't get to choose what the city or the county or the state government taxes us. But when the school puts forth a ballot measure, we get to choose. And that's the way the business is run, and we have to accept that. So, the biggest thing that I want to say is the school district is giving up and vacating the local option levy that passed 3 years ago. That some of you are paying $1. Some of you are only going to pay 10 cents more per thousand. There are others that will pay more. But this is an extremely inexpensive election. On a regional basis and on a statewide basis. There's nobody else that's running a $31.5 million bond measure and only taxing their residents $1.10 per thousand. That is, and I know none of us, look forward to April 15th. And none of us look forward to paying taxes. But this is a positive tax. This is a benefit to our community. And it is an inexpensive tax. And please, if it's, and one of the things that we have, Dave Shannon, the local attorney, will be talking to the senior citizens about the potential of tax deferral and some options that are available to the seniors who are in that low income status, and every dollar is significant to them. And Dave's done some research and some things like that. So those possibilities exist, but that's one thing that I want to emphasize. A couple other things, just more in housekeeping. The ballots are going to be mailed on the 27th. The last day you can register is the 26th.
Which month is
April. April 26th is the last day you can register. April 27th, the ballots will be put in the mail. May 17th is the election. The ballot has to be in the county auditor by 8 o'clock on May 17th. It cannot be postmarked. So if you haven't mailed your ballot in by May 10th, then you need to take your ballot and put it in the ballot box behind City Hall. And that'll save you 50 cents or whatever a stamp is nowadays as well. So again, I've mentioned before, if you're a Washington transplant like I am, it's not when your ballot is postmarked. It's when the auditor receives it. And they have to receive it by 8 p.m. on May 17th. Or it has to be in the ballot box by 8 p.m. on May 17th. There will be somebody there that will shut the ballot box down at 8:01, empty it, and drive it down to Pendleton. So those are the things that have come up that are clear and becoming more clear as we speak. I know I'm looking forward to listening to the speakers from College Place, and one of the things I've asked them to emphasize are what are the benefits. We know it's obvious to all of us what the benefits to our children will be. But I've asked them to talk about what the benefits to their community has been. And I spoke to Tim Payne, who's a good WSU Cougar, and I've known Tim for several years that when we worked in Washington together. But I said, if nothing else, if it's done nothing else, the aesthetics that it's added to College Place when you drive by that community is tremendous. I know it's done more. But, you know, I am I rarely get envious in my life. But I am envious when I drive by them. So I would thank you again for coming. Thank you for your support.
Rob, you just hold on a second though.
Okay.
I'd like to ask John Zerba and Susan Dorman to come on up. You've got something that you'd like to share, I think, with Dr. Clark. For those of you that don't know, they don't give these away. And despite my urging, Dr. Clark refuses to pay for them. And you know, I thought I could come up with a goal. Well, maybe I could say, if we could raise $20,000, would you shave your head, Dr. Clark? That's not going to happen this year. We're going to do it one piece at a time. John, Susan, what do you have for us?
First of all, don't we have an exciting opportunity looking us in the face? Yes. On behalf of Community Development Partnership, I would like to share our mission statement with you, which says, a community partnership that focuses on sustainable development, building a growing economy that provides opportunities for satisfying livelihoods, and a safe, healthy, high quality of life for current and future generations. As part of our mission statement that was just stated, new schools are exciting, and they are going to benefit not only teachers, not only students, not only staff, but our business community. And when our business community thrives, our economy thrives. And when our economy thrives, Milton-Freewater thrives. So, on behalf of Community Development Partnership, we would like to present to people for Milton-Freewater Schools $5,000 to help with the promotion of this bond. As we do this, I would like to encourage all of you and all of your friends to vote yes for the promotion of economy in our community and pride and future in Milton-Freewater. Thank you very much.
I'm sure glad Carol's up there as well. She has to write the check.
I would like to add one thing. We squirreled this money away several years ago, waiting for the right project to come along, and this was the project.